friends, and welcome back to A Homesteading Hustle. Today I'm making my sourdough pancakes that my family requests quite frequently because this recipe is seriously delicious. I'm using a full cup of sourdough starter here. It doesn't really matter what stage it's in. I kind of gave this a little refresh yesterday, but it definitely didn't need to for this recipe. You can take it directly out of the refrigerator and you can put it right in your recipe without feeding it. This can be a discard or a fed, so keep that in mind. It's extremely versatile. Now we're going to use this same measuring cup and we're going to put in 1 cup of milk. Now I have raw milk here. This is a raw whole milk. I do think that whole milk gives the best flavor for these pancakes, but you can definitely experiment a little bit with different milks. Now we're going to take this over to the sink and I'm going to add in 1 cup of just tap water. We have a nice well, so our water tastes pretty delicious. And I'm just going to add 1 cup of water to this recipe as well. Now we're just going to stir it a little bit and just make sure we incorporate these first few liquids together. Then we're going to add in 2 eggs. I do like to use a whisk for this because it does help to break up the eggs and the sourdough starter a little bit, but you can use whatever works well for you. We have farm fresh eggs here. We do have lots of chickens, and so we get our fair share of farm fresh eggs. So room temperature eggs are always best when you do any kind of baking or cooking. Whisk that well together, and then we're going to add in our next ingredients. Now that we have that incorporated and we have a nice creamy color, I'm going to add in 2 tablespoons of olive oil. Now I kind of measure with my heart a little bit here. I obviously did not use a measuring spoon, but if you would like to be really precise, go ahead, grab that measuring spoon and do 2 tablespoons of that. Then we're also going to add in 2 tablespoons of just a plain sugar. This is a granulated cane sugar, and again, just measuring with my heart here and using my hands. I don't necessarily suggest dipping your hands into your sugar reservoir, but I'm doing it because I'm the only one that uses this. So then go ahead and give that a little whisk. Just make sure you incorporate everything, every couple ingredients. Just make sure you're getting it all together. Now I'm grabbing a few dry ingredients out. I'm grabbing some baking soda, some salt, as well as some baking powder. We're going to add in, this is a Redmond's, this is the kosher salt, the Redmond's kosher salt. You can use whatever kind of salt you'd like, but it is about a teaspoon of salt. And this is baking powder. We're going to use 2 teaspoons of baking powder. And then we're going to also add in 1 teaspoon of baking soda. I do like to break up the baking soda a little bit with my fingers before putting it in here just to avoid any balls or clumps from sticking together. And a little extra for measure. Again, whisk that all together and we have 1 ingredient left, and that is going to be your flour. I'm just going to use an all-purpose flour here today, but you can use whatever kind of flour you want. I have made this with bread flour, with all-purpose, with whole wheat flour. They all turn out delicious, just slightly different textures. But all-purpose will give you that traditional restaurant-style pancake that we're looking for today. This is going to be 2 cups of flour. Now this is loosely measured here, but it is 2 cups approximately. So you kind of just want to go for that, like a loose pancake batter. If it is too thick, you're going to have really thick pancakes, which are still delicious, but you want it to run in the pan a little bit, and that's going to give you just a really great texture. I use a measuring cup so I can ensure that all my pancakes are exactly the same size. So I use a half cup measuring cup here. Pancakes are tricky for many people because they want to flip multiple times. Don't do that. You only need to flip your pancake once and just wait until the edges get a little dried out and there's bubbles in the center, and you'll get a perfect pancake flip every time. I'm making some chili over to the side, so as we wait for the pancake to cook, just thought I'd give that a little stir. Now we're ready to take our pancakes, or the first one, off and put it on a plate. I like to butter all the pancakes because I'm going to serve my family all at once, and they all like butter on their pancakes, and this really helps to keep it nice and moist and give that little extra pancake flavor that we want. I also cover it with a bowl and lightly crack the sides so that not all the condensation stays underneath, so it has a little bit of room to breathe. We're just going to go ahead and continue to make all of these pancakes and get all of them cooked and stacked up and ready to go, buttering between each and every one.
Yesterday there was sun and there was rain, beauty in the mundane. And as the light startled our eyes, we let go of disguise. And now there's something in the air and a sparkly.
Now we're going to top these delicious pancakes with pure maple syrup. None of that cheap stuff, pure maple syrup here. Enjoy this recipe and let me know if you try it.